Full time, Arsenal 2, Manchester City 1. A massive, massive win for the Gunners at a vital point in the season. This feels, it's a cliche, but it feels like more than 3 points. It feels like a result that will be a massive boost to the team's confidence and really improve that conviction that this really could be our year. And it didn't seem like the game was going to go that way. The opening 20 minutes, very cagey. Felt a bit like those dull draws that we played out with Manchester United and Chelsea at home last season. But the match was transformed by a topsy-turvy minute. At one end, Kevin De Bruyne went through on goal, and he had David Silva square of him. It looked for all the world like City would take the lead, but his pass was misplaced. Sorry, his shot was misplaced. He screwed it wide. And you have to give some credit to the Arsenal defenders too. Mertesacker well positioned, and Hector Bellerin cutting off the pass to Silva. They recovered well from a difficult position, but City probably ought to have gone ahead then. Didn't. And within a couple of minutes, it was Arsenal who were in front. A fantastic strike from Theo Walcott. Collected the ball from Mesut Ozil, who else, on the edge of the box, and whipped in a fantastic finish. Very much akin to the goal that he scored at Aston Villa last week, that was disallowed. There was the same confidence in his finishing there. And it is amazing to see him scoring that kind of goal. Because, you know, if you think back a few years ago, Walcott isn't someone who you necessarily interpret as having the technical ability to score goals from the edge of the box. But this was superb. Beat England's goalkeeper Joe Hart with that curling strike into the corner. And to be honest, Arsenal might have considered themselves a little fortunate to go in at half-time 1-0 ahead, but to go in at 2-0, really outstanding. And that goal came from Olivier Giroud. It was a good move. Joel Campbell worked incredibly hard in the build-up to that goal, as he did all night, really, and he deserves an enormous amount of credit. I think watching on the bench, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Kieran Gibbs will have thought, it's going to be difficult to get ahead of this guy in the pecking order now, because there was defensive cover, there was attacking invention, and he might have even ended up with a goal or two. When he was eventually withdrawn to a standing ovation, he was understandably exhausted, but nonetheless, it was his work in the build-up. He found Ozil, and then a perfectly weighted pass. If the assist for the first goal was, you know, a little incidental, this one was classic Ozil. Perfectly timed, perfectly placed. Giroud ran onto it and showed real composure to finish low through Hart's legs, 2-0 at half-time. And the second half, Arsenal sat very, very deep. You know, Olivier Giroud often back inside his own half, helping to defend the lead. Even Theo Walcott, not someone associated with going through that kind of work, very dogged in his defensive duties. And I think the centre-halves deserve enormous credit. Laurent Koscielny was Arsenal's outstanding player in the first half. Not just aggressive in the tackle, but also showing the drive and the willingness to initiate their attacks, bursting forward, sprinting out of defence, joining up with the midfield. And Per Mertesacker, I thought, grew over the course of the 90 minutes and was really dominating by the end against opponents in, you know, the likes of Sterling and Aguero, who are smaller, quicker. Silva, very, you know, the types of players who are a nightmare to face. I thought he showed real character and real intelligence in the way he defended. City did get a goal back. It came from Yaya Toure, who looked for most of the game like he couldn't be bothered, and actually that same nonchalance was present in his finish. Wonderful side-footed effort into the top corner. Petr Cech will be annoyed. He will have had that Premier League clean sheet record in his sights, but nonetheless Arsenal held on, and they did have to hold on slightly. There were nerves in the stadium from the players and from the fans, but they got there in the end. And it's 3 points that keeps Arsenal in second place, moves them 4 points ahead of City, and closes the gap on leaders Leicester. But as I said at the top of this video, it feels like this is about more than that. It's about, you know, establishing this Arsenal side as genuine title challengers and showing that there is a growing belief among the players that this really could be the time to end what is now, what is it, an 11-12 year wait for a Premier League trophy. Very exciting stuff, fantastic game, fantastic result. Pretty Merry Christmas, I guess. Cheers, bye bye.